Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, there's a video I shared on Sunday from the Inspector General of Police, Japhet Koome, when Japhet Koome said that there would be an end to the street protests because he said that the protests were being a nuisance to citizens. Now, the latest turn of events revolve around the fact that the courts have issued a directive countering what Japhet Koome said. And also, the courts have ordered Japhet Koome to pay ATELLA an specified amount of money for the damages which Dr. ATELLA went through when they were peacefully picketing. That is about the story of the tear gas canister which hit ATELLA and caused some blood shed from his head. The IG was directed to pay ATELLA, who serves as the Secretary General of the Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union. By now, I believe all of you know about who Dr. ATELLA is. So I want us to go deeper into this statement that the courts issued regarding what IG Koome is supposed to do and what he is not supposed to do. Two orders were issued, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get further this analysis, please like this video. This is the only support I request from you, ladies and gentlemen. Like this video. And if you're a viewer who hasn't subscribed, please take 1 second, go down there and subscribe to this channel. And to existing subscribers, thank you so much for giving this channel an opportunity to grow. So Koome knew very well that the moment he issued that directive, just like he used to issue during the demonstrations of Azimio, he knew that the moment he issued that directives, doctors would feel, scared, rather afraid to go to the streets because of those tear gas, because of so many things. But one thing I noticed is that on Monday and Tuesday, police were on standby, but they could not make a move. They could not make a move because they knew that if they attempted to do that, because they attempted to do it sometimes back there, and what they did was a tear gas canister hit Dr. ATELLA's head, and which many people say was targeted at him, because how did it just go to his head? Since that happened, the police have received enormous criticisms globally and locally. So I think this is why Koome chose to first of all use mind game and thought that by issuing that directive they would be scared. But the courts have said nothing, none of IG Koome's directive should be obeyed, not even his juniors. I mean, in a nutshell, the courts are telling the doctors striking to continue with their strike because they are demonstrating their rights. Personally, this is like a setback to the government. You see, the government has employed so many tactics trying to make sure that these doctors go back. First, there was the use of governors threatening doctors. Governors' threat has not worked. Then there was the issue of labor, CS for labor, threatening massive firing. That did not work. Then there was the issue of IG Koome's threat. If you go to the streets, that has not worked. So the courts have literally told KMPD officials to soldier on. So I want to take you to the directive of the judge, Justice Nga of the Milimani Court, what the judge said there. So this is what was said. The respondent from his personal funds pays Dr. ATELLA compensation in the form of general damages under Article 23 of the Constitution and Section 7(1), subsection J, of the FAA, for violating its rights while using unlawful force to disperse the peaceable and unarmed picket at Afya House, Nairobi on 29th February 2024. That is what part of the directive read. Then it continues, a costs order requiring the respondent to pay from his personal funds the cost of this litigation to deter his future attempts to suspend Articles 36, 37, and 41 of the Constitution, or his use or authorizations of the use of unlawful force to disperse peaceable and unarmed strikes, assemblies, protests, and pickets contrary to Article 36, 37, 41 of the Constitution. Then the directive also continued like this: grant of leave to operate as stay restraining the respondents Japhet Koome Chebere, the Inspector General of the National Police, or any officer subordinate to him, from enforcing the Inspector General's decision of 14 April 2024 to suspend Articles 36, 37, and 41 of the Constitution by cancelling, disrupting, or interfering in any way with the medic's right to strike, assemble, protest, or picket while peaceable and armed. This is, to me, a major setback to first, the Ruto regime, two, to the police force. Why? To the Ruto regime, this kind of directive, if it's to come from IG Koome again, because we know, like during Azimio's demonstrations, IG suspended those articles, Article 36, 37, and 41. That is according to how the judge has presented it. Back then, when he decided to, order that demonstrations be stopped, peaceful demonstrations, that was already suspending the Constitution. So what the judge is saying, that in future, should there be any kind of demonstration and he attempt to suspend it, he will always be paying for the damages. So this is, to me, a major setback to both the government and to the police force. To the government again, because what on the street is that there is going to be more strikes. This is not something that I'm just saying. I have heard it over and over again. There are going to be more strikes from other people. Teachers are also, in waiting. There are other people who are still in waiting, So all these things are going to happen. Now, if the police is going to be given that kind of directive not to ever try that, because this is just an example that IG is taking the personal responsibility to everything. That means all the damages that Dr. Davji incurred, those damages, IG Koome is going to pay for them. Everything, and Dr. Davji knows about his rights. He has lawyers. So this is going to happen, and it's going to be from the pocket of IG Koome, not from the government. So this is now going to, in future, deter IG Koome from making such kind of threats. If I may take you to the issue of Kondele, let me just take you, I didn't want to smile or laugh at it, but let me take you to the issue of Kondele, where when Koome, went public, the Inspector General went public and accused Azimio of hiring dead bodies. That did not sit well with majority of Kenyans. In fact, even from the quarters of Kenya Kwanza, they were not happy with that remark. Nobody would hire dead bodies. Why would you hire dead bodies? To do what? For what? What purpose? To achieve what? Whereas people were shot, there was gunshots. This is not something that was laughable or something that people were happy about. So I think what the courts have done now is just trying to warn the IG that you're not above the law. You are supposed to make orders, but in conformity with the laws of Kenya. This is the message that the judge passed, and that's why personal responsibility is pronounced here. You should not take orders from anyone. Exercise your role within the confines of the law. Make sure that you give orders that are within the law. That is the message that the judge just passed to IG Koome. So for now, IG Koome will have to foot ile bill yote. I don't know, but I expect a lot is going to come from his pocket. Millions, millions. That's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. So I'd like to rest my case there, but perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, please take 1 second and subscribe. Also, don't forget to comment about our videos. We always like to hear what you say. What you say to us is so important because it makes us build our channel. So please just don't forget to comment below there. So until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.